Developments surrounding the sometimes violent protests against federal agents in downtown Portland. A federal judge declined to issue an order requested by Oregon's top prosecutor.
The order would have limited the power of federal officers during protests. Fox 12's Brenna Kelly joins us live downtown with more on this ruling. Brenna.
Well, I believe this is the biggest crowd we've seen since federal officers arrived. I want to tell you a little bit about what we've seen so far tonight. Take a look behind me. This is part of the crowd that just arrived. Hundreds and hundreds of people making their way downtown. We are near Southwest Salmon and 3rd. About an hour ago, I would have told you there were fewer people than last night. The reason being there wasn't the NAACP hosting an event on the steps of the Justice Center and other protesters speaking. But now I would estimate 7,000 people in downtown Portland here chanting, playing the drums. Everyone is stretched from this, where we stand, to about the Justice Center and beyond. There's a few new groups I want to tell you about that have formed, marched, and are here tonight. Of course, we know the Wall of Moms and also Dads, but now there is a wall of vets, a wall of veterans. There's also people dressed in green. Those are healthcare workers. And there are lawyers dressed in suits holding signs that they are here standing with the Black Lives Matter movement. I've also seen teachers show up and also kids. Now, I want to get back to this motion the Oregon AG filed. Specifically, it would have stopped federal officers from arresting people during these nightly protests downtown. But a U.S. District Court judge said the state lacked standing to sue on behalf of protesters. The motion for a temporary restraining order was filed by Oregon Attorney General Ellen Rosebloom. It would have stopped the agents from detaining protesters without cause and forced them to identify themselves before making arrests. The judge who denied the order repeatedly points out a lack of evidence. Court documents read what Oregon argues is, quote, entirely conjectural, and, quote, it has presented no evidence that these allegedly illegal seizures are a widespread practice. Now, Attorney General Rosebloom said in a statement she's disappointed and believes, quote, all Oregonians have a right to know which federal law enforcement agencies are policing the streets and why they are detaining peaceful protesters. She also said, quote, individuals mistreated by these federal agents can sue for damages, but they can't get a judge to restrain this unlawful conduct more generally. Today's ruling, she says, suggests that there may be no recourse on behalf of our state, and if so, that is extremely troubling. We also
one count of it happening is more than enough that they need to tell them to stop.
Because why would you not believe those people?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would you not believe them?
Who would make that up?
Exactly.
And there you just heard a mom and daughter in downtown Portland we talked to tonight. I also reached out to the ACLU of Oregon for a response to the decision. The interim executive director, Jan Carson, said in a statement, while the decision in the state's lawsuit is disappointing, federal agents should not for a minute think their unconstitutional actions will go unanswered. The ACLU will be in court again to hold federal agents accountable for their unconstitutional attacks. And I also reached out to Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler's office. I was told they have no comment. And back to the protests here. For the past several nights, we've seen thousands of people this time of night remaining peaceful as they are now. Last night around 11 o'clock is when I started to see crimes being committed, but tonight things are pretty peaceful so far. This area is crowding up with protesters, more, like I said, than I've seen since federal agents got here in Portland. We'll keep you live throughout the night. Reporting live in downtown Portland now, Brenna Kelly, Fox 12 Oregon.